Smith scores for Scotland. Romajang stepping away. Stunning work from Bridger. What an individual score this is. And Dombrandt is in.
Talent aplenty has graced these great leagues, but now future stars are set to shine. Last season was the most thrilling to date, but now it's time for a new crop of talent to grace the field, and in this league, anything could happen. It's time to take your seat. The best leagues in the land are back.
Byfield with a BUCS Super Rugby try for the ages.
And then was a white line seeking missile.
Left score! Rise towards the line. Sensational score from Romajang.
Winding to gear and drive to the line. And Cardiff are streaking across. Welcome back, everybody. BUCS Super Rugby is back underway.
Well, there's been plenty of stories in Welsh rugby this week, but this is by far the biggest story of the night. Cardiff Met back at Cyncoed as they face Exeter University. And with me tonight is Cardiff Met winger Josh Carrington. Josh, nice to be back at Cyncoed.
It's going to be a really good game.
And obviously a week off last week. How important is it going to be to come back with a bang today and get the points out there?
Yeah, especially after the game against Hartpury 2 weeks ago. I think the boys really grafted this week. They really wanted to get stuck into it. They didn't really take the week off. They trained hard, they were in the gym hard, working hard, and really preparing for this Exeter team.
Yeah, and obviously you've had a great start to the season personally until injury. We might touch on that a little bit later. And obviously you came from the Ospreys before Cardiff Met. How great is it to be able to properly integrate yourself and play a week in, week out for Cardiff Met this year?
Yeah, it's a fantastic setup here, really. I think the coaching staff they have here, the S&C coaches, it really has been phenomenal. And I think being able to get guaranteed game time every single week, unfortunately at the moment not for me, but yeah, it's just having that backup game, it's unreal. Yeah, I think it's a good start.
And obviously beforehand played for Morriston, where I played as well, and I'd like to think that I taught you everything you know, and yes, now you're here playing week in, week out at Cyncoed.
Yeah, I'd like to thank you for that. Thank you.
Yeah, okay, thanks. I paid him for that. I'll give him the $5 later. Obviously, yeah, so what are we expecting from this Exeter side tonight?
They are a strong team that's physical up front. They like to come hard at the line, but I think we've adapted our game now to hopefully just play to our strengths and hopefully not keep the ball in hand as much and maybe just keep the ball in their hands and put pressure on them, really.
Yeah, and in terms of obviously a tough draw against Hartpury, it's always a tough place to go.
Yeah.
But what do they need to improve on if they want to get the win out there today? What do you think not went wrong but didn't go right on the day?
Well, I think in the first half of the Hartpury game, I think the boys showed courage and stuff, and they dominated the first half and we deserved to win. But I think in the second half, what really let the boys down was the mistakes. That's what let them down, giving away cheap penalties and stuff, and that's basically what brought Hartpury back into the game and ended up in a draw.
And in the distance, I don't know if you can hear it, but I can hear the Met Ultras having a little sing-song just outside of the Cyncoed playing fields. How important is it going to be out there to have so many fans out there cheering you on tonight?
Yeah, every time they're there, the boys, they're always supporting. They're a good bunch of boys. They don't cause too much carnage, but yeah, they're a good bunch of boys and they'll support us whether we're winning or losing and whatever the weather is.
Yeah, and we'll hope for all of the points tonight. We'll leave it there for now. We mentioned Hartpury just now. There was a double header, obviously, the men's coming off with a draw. Let's take a little look at that action that happened 2 weeks ago now when Cardiff Met faced Hartpury.
It's Wednesday night, the crowds are in, the noise is building. This is BUCS Super Rugby. The Cardiff Met visiting side making their way out onto the King's home pitch. The ball is worked, Reardon! Evans. Bending 2, bending 3, bending 4! Sheng is fighting with all of his might. The cannon emerges with the ball for Cardiff Met.
Yeah, well, what a game that was. What a 2 games that was as well. And joining me now at Cyncoed is Cardiff Met ladies captain EC Cantrell. EC, welcome.
Hello.
So obviously we saw a little snippet there of the double header. What do you think of Cardiff Met ladies' performance against Harbury 2 weeks ago? It's been so long I've forgotten who they were playing against.
I don't think the girls performed the best they could. I think we went in with a lot of nerves, but we had a bye week and we kind of moved on from it, took the bye week, took time to train, and they performed well this week against Durham, 67-7, so we're just focused on the future now.
Great, and I was going to ask you that. I've heard in my ear that we had beaten Durham tonight. Have you talked to any of the girls? What do they have to say about the performance?
Yeah, I talked to the vice captain, Jess Rogers, and she said that it was a very team effort game. The forwards played really well on their set piece. Some standout players were Sarah Singleton, she had 2 tries, and then Amy Williams, our winger, also had 2 tries. I think Nicole Marlowe made quite a few of her kicks, so it was a good game for the girls.
And almost like we planned it tonight for the broadcast, both of you have had great starts to the season, and now both of you have ended up in boots. You obviously maybe can't see it on the camera, but they are. What's it been like? Start with you first, Josh. Obviously, great start to the season for yourself, scoring numerous amounts of tries, especially that performance at the Cardiff Clash. What's it been like being injured, and what's the support been like here at Cardiff Met?
Yeah, I think they have a good setup here with the physios. I'm talking to them every week really and just keeping me up to date. I've got a couple more weeks now where I had to keep low and stuff, but then I just got to get the strength back and hopefully I'll get back maybe just after Christmas then, get back playing.
And you see, how long have you got and what's it been like, on the rehab?
Yeah, it's been about 3 weeks since I've been in the boot, and I have about 2 more. I'm looking to be back after Christmas. The support's been great. We have a master's student working with the women's team, and then our lead physio comes and helps with the women's as well, so it's good support from them.
Yeah, great. Well, everyone here at Cardiff Met, especially the ultras that we heard just now, will be hoping to have both of you back very soon. We'll flip back to tonight now and focus on this game again. I spoke a little bit to Josh about what he's expecting. What are you expecting out there? Obviously a tough league, every game's a tough game. What are you expecting from the opposition tonight?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really good game, if I'm not mistaken. I think Exeter hasn't lost a game, but the boys had a week off, and I think we're expecting good things from them.
Yeah, and I wanted to talk a little bit, since we've got you here in the studio tonight. Obviously, you come from America, plenty of American students playing here at Cardiff Met, and a couple playing for Cardiff Met as well tonight. Brandon Harvey playing tonight. How good is it to see so many Americans coming over here? And why is there a draw towards Cardiff Met all the way from the other side of the world from America to come here and play your rugby or basketball at Cardiff Met?
I think for us, Brandon Harvey, Porter Goodrum, we all came from the same place in America. There was a recruiter, he came and he sold the dream of Cardiff Met rugby. Just the skill level over here is just unmatched. American rugby is great, but they just live and breathe rugby over here.
Yeah, and Josh, on the other side of things, you obviously from Wales, from Morriston, Swansea. You spent a little bit of time with the Ospreys, and then you decided that maybe Cardiff Met was the right place for you to play. Is it a similar thing in terms of it just feels right to play for Cardiff Met right now?
Yeah, I think talking to the boys that I know from back home that have been to Cardiff Met, they just said it's absolutely amazing here, like the facilities and stuff and the coaching staff and everything. They just have it spot on here, and I think with the range of players, they have probably over 400 boys playing here, playing rugby, and 12 different teams. I think it's just the perfect outlook if you want to play guaranteed rugby every week.
Yeah, and the numbers that play rugby at Cardiff Met are just huge. But we were talking a little bit earlier, EC, about just how many, the fact that there are so many players in this Cardiff Met rugby setup, but it's still that thought process of there's one club, one squad, and one ethos. How important is that, combining the ladies team, the men's team, and all of the ones, the twos?
Yeah, I think it's been really great this year. We've put a lot of emphasis on it. We train a lot with the boys in S&C. Our trainings are together, and I think it's really nice to have the same values and just the same mindset as one club, so that we produce the same product and hopefully in the end make it to the final.
Yeah, do you think it's the same with the men's as well? Obviously creating that ethos and making sure that there's a certain standard you have to achieve. Is that helping you with your performances as well?
Yeah, I think so, 100%. I think the way we have it set up with the boys, because we have so many, we try making it equal for every single player at Cardiff Met. I think what they've done this year with the 50 boys, they've made to concentrate on Championship and the BUCS Super Rugby. I think it's perfect, and it's sort of they're feeding it through then the other BUCS teams, which is good.
Yeah, and then back to the game tonight again. I keep switching back and forth, but there's so much happening here at Cyncoed Campus. In terms of the players to watch out for tonight, maybe Josh, you'll know a little bit more, obviously training with them week in, week out. Who do you have to watch out for tonight for Cardiff Met? Who are the bomb squad?
Oh, there's so many boys out there that are just outstanding players and probably will go further in rugby, but I'd probably say Brandon Harvey, he's a cracking player off the starting at I think he's number 4. I think we've got Ev Sheldon, he's a hard hitter, he's good, and then obviously you've got the likes of Roma Zheng there on the wing, signed a contract and stuff with Harlequins, and he's just a cracking player. We've got boys all over the pitch that can play in any position, and just cracking players. Yeah.
And EC, you'll obviously be going up to commentary soon. Are you looking forward to that? And you also looking forward to being back at Cyncoed with the ultras that I've gathered behind us now? Are you looking forward to this occasion?
Yeah, I'm super excited. I do the sports media course here, so I've been looking forward to co-commentating a game for a while now, so I can't wait to watch the boys play and see what they perform.
Well, I'll let you head off, but before we start the game, before we have a little longer chat with Josh, this is a little snippet of what Alan Williams, the forwards coach of Cardiff Met, had to say before the game tonight.
Alan, you face undefeated Exeter tonight. What are your thoughts going into the game?
Oh look, playing Exeter, doesn't matter where they are in the table, it's always a tough game. So, we really have to prepare well, and we think we have. Last season, we played them 3 times. I think we lost 3 times as well, but there was only ever 1 or 2 points in it. And, in the big crunch game last year in the quarter-final, we came away, we should have won that game really away. So I think we've prepared this year really well, in really bad conditions. What's really nice tonight is we haven't got a really wet Wednesday, which we've had for the last few weeks. So it should help our game, I think.
A few changes to the starting 15 tonight. What can you tell me about that?
Well, George Merritt has come in at hooker. I mean that at the moment we've got so many good hookers in the club. It's really tough to nail down, who's the top one. We think George will bring a bit to our scrum tonight, so that's what we're expecting from him. And the changes behind, we've brought Steph in at centre to see. We basically have a left foot and a right foot kicking option there, which we feel might unlock the Exeter defence.
Yeah, Alan Williams there talking about the importance of the scrums. Do you know a lot about scrums, Josh?
No, I do not. Sorry.
No, but I didn't think you would. No, I've seen you play. But obviously scrums are an important part of the game. The set piece is an important part of the game, and even for backs, it's very important because you have that kind of play to be able to play your own rugby on.
Yeah, I think with our forwards winning the scrums, I think that's the first point of a scrum, and then with the set piece, then I think with our backs being able to play off there, and I think with the boys we have, I think so far this year we've done quite well with it. I think we've really played to our strengths, and I think especially from scrums and even lineouts as well, I think we've really knuckled down on it.
Yeah, and obviously across the board, the standard in this Cardiff Met team is unbelievable. And I can't quite work out, is it a forwards-based approach or a backs-based approach, or how do you guys kind of see the game planning out in terms of your plan?
I think it's a bit of both, really. I think we have, this year especially, we have big boys playing in the forwards pack, but we've also got a bit of flair in the backs, and I think in every position, I think we've got a bit of something there. We can play however we want. We can play through the forwards or we can play through the backs, so it's any, really.
Yeah, and obviously you're going to have to front up tonight, and I think it's going to be a massive battle in the backs, but also a massive battle in the front. The scrums tonight, how kind of physical are the opposition tonight? Because they look like big boys out there.
Yeah, they are a pretty big team, and especially I think they're full of third years as well. They've got a couple of freshers in there, but yeah. Yeah, they're just a big bunch of boys, and I think especially physically up front they're quite strong, but I think we can match them in any set piece.
Yeah, you turned away there as you heard the massive noise from the Cardiff Met ultras, and I don't know if you can see some footage of them right now, but they're going mental, and they've all come dressed as a night at the races, I think. They'll be hoping that it's a one-horse race tonight, but I think it is going to be a battle out there. I'm going to ask you now, just before we have a little longer of a conversation, any predictions for tonight? What are we going to see out there in terms of a game plan for both sides, and who's going to come out on top?
Well, I think it'll be a close game. I think Exeter will bring it, especially coming here to the fortress of Cardiff Met. They've done quite well each year. But I'm hoping for a Cardiff Met win, hopefully. I don't know what the points will be, but a Cardiff Met win is what I'm hoping for.
Yeah. And yet again, I want to emphasise how important are they going to be out there tonight to push you over the line? Because this is a tough old league, a very competitive league, and in a game like this, it's such a tough game. Are they going to drive you over the line?
Yeah, I think those boys up there, I think they really make it for us, and we want them to make teams for when they come down here. They make it a place where they don't enjoy want to come. They don't want to play. They don't want to play the rugby they play. That's what they're there for, is to really put those teams off and hopefully help us then to a victory at the end of the game.
Yeah, and then last question. Now, I want a prediction. You didn't answer me when I asked last time. What are we going to see out there, Josh? Who's going to win?
Cardiff Met.
Cardiff Met?
Yeah.
Well, if he's right, I'll be asking you for the lottery numbers next. But no, coming up next is obviously the Cardiff Met game here tonight at Cyncoed, with a massive sound of the Cardiff Met Ultras behind me. I'm going to take you up now to our co-commentary team of Rhys and EC Cantrell.
Noswada, good evening and welcome to Rugby 1 at Cyncoed Campus. Tonight's match, on paper at least, looks to be an absolute thriller. High-flying Exeter are the visitors to South Wales this evening, and having won each and every one of their 6 fixtures, sit top of the BUCS Super Rugby table coming into this round. The hosts, meanwhile, are looking to end a run of 3 games without a win, although they did manage a draw in an enthralling match last time out against Hartpury. Despite the storms and wet weather of the past week, I am happy to report that it is dry this evening, and so expect running rugby from both sides. Joining me on commentary is Cardiff Met women's rugby captain and all-round Archers superstar, EC Cantrell. Good evening, EC. What are you expecting from the game this evening?
I'm just going to expect a very dominant game from the Archers. You know, they've been training really, really hard, and they've produced good content for the media. And yeah, I think their backs are also going to show out a little bit too. A lot of their players are really perform really well. And
can you give us some names in particular to look out for this evening?
Yeah, I think Steph Crimp's performance during the Cardiff clash stood out a lot to me, as well as Brandon Harvey, one of my fellow Americans, so got to support him.
And just on the Americans, obviously you know them very well. Just how good is it to have them involved in the rugby here?
Oh, it's great. My first year, so we all came from the same club back in the States, and I knew them a little bit, but I didn't know them too well. And when I came to Cardiff Met, it was kind of an instant family for me. Now, you know, having them in the rugby community is a great addition. I think it brings a little bit of different culture and a little bit of a different kind of performance to the squad.
And now we move on to the teams. So Cardiff Met make 4 changes to the team that started the draw at Hartpury 2 weeks ago. Those is starting hooker George Merritt, who moves over from the Saturday side. He's joined in the front row by the experienced Joe Cowell and Ben Murphy. USA Eagle and future San Diego Legion man Brandon Harvey keeps his place in an unchanged second row. The back row is also unchanged and includes tonight's captain, Scotland's 20s Ewan Guy. In the backs, scrum half Zach Roberts comes in with Roy Morgan dropping to the bench. Steph Crimp and Jake Thomas come in as the other 2 alterations. Keep an eye on winger Roma Zheng, who has signed a permanent pro deal with Harlequins. On the bench, Wood, Morris and Couch are the front row replacements and are joined by USA Fire, Porter Goodrum. On to the visitors. Exeter also make 4 changes to the side that started their win across the city at Cardiff University. Archie Howlett starts at tight head and Jared Williams comes in at the loose. The final member of the starting front row is 2-try hero from the Hartpury win, Louis Gully. The skipper for Exeter tonight is Lucas Durrell, and he forms an unchanged back row with Jack Forsyth and Seb Driscoll. There is a change of scrum half in the Hartpury game as Orson James is in from the off this week. He will be looking to feed Frenchman Luca Mignot as much as possible. Keep an eye on him at fly half this evening. The centres, Chester Ribbons and Charlie McKay, keep their place in the starting 15. The back line sees 1 change, with Hugo Ellaby making his first BUCS appearance of the season. He will be covered by fullback Benji Joseland, who is a try machine at this level. The players looking to have an impact from the bench include Tom Gully, the brother of Louis, and electric winner Kofi Barton Byfield, who scored one of the great BUCS tries in last year's final. So we're just coming up to kick-off now. We've got a couple of minutes. The teams aren't quite out yet. Just how good is it to have nights like this at Cyncoed Campus with these fans and this atmosphere you see?
Yeah, they mean a lot to the boys, and from my experience, having fans in the crowd, it makes a huge difference, and the ultras are here always supporting, so they make a really big difference to the game, I think.
Well, I think definitely Cardiff Met is one of the best atmospheres in BUCS rugby. Now the men's team haven't played at home since the 11th of October, so it's actually been quite a while since the men's team last played a game here. So I'm sure the Archers faithful will be very excited. How have you seen Cardiff Met's performances so far this season, and the ones that you have seen? What have you seen from them so far?
I think their backline is very strong this year. They've got really good wingers, really good centers, and I think I've seen them train, I've seen them play, and I expect great things from them tonight. Not only the backs, but the forwards as well. They're very dominant. Their front row, even in their locks as well. So.
Well, I'm sure they'll be tested this evening because they're coming up against, obviously, Exeter, who are the league leaders. They are reigning BUCS champions, and in fact they've won 2 in a row. So a lot of these players, if they've been here and in their 3rd year, they could potentially make it 3 BUCS wins in a row, which would be insane.
Yeah.
So, right, so the teams are just on their way out. Exeter there, just making their way through their tunnel of substitutes in the green this evening. Have you played against Exeter University as well?
Yes, this year we played against them at home. We came away with the win. It was a really good match. We were losing at halftime, and then after reflecting on our performance in the changing room, we came out and performed really well and got the win.
And just on the women, obviously we mentioned earlier, in case anyone missed it, that they won. Just how good has this season been so far?
The season's been really great. I think at my time at Met, it has been the best season so far. It's definitely a winning season. Our biggest competitor is Harbury. Last week, or 2 weeks ago, we had a pretty rough game, but we've moved on from that, and we're going to continue to grow and perform well, and I think we'll get far this year.
Right, Cardiff Met on their way out to the sound of the Cardiff Met Ultras. They're waving their hats in the crowd, and the teams is on the way out, and it promises to be an exciting match. I can't wait for this one to begin.
The Ultras just put on a performance just as well as the boys do, honestly.
That's brilliant to see them. I'm sure it's very exciting to play. And as a player, this is the kind of atmosphere you want to be playing in. You want to be playing in the bigger atmospheres with crowds behind you, roaring you on.
Yeah, just hearing the chanting. It's music to the boys' ears, I think. It gives you chills sometimes.
Definitely. We're nearly ready for kickoff. The referee just coming up to the 10 for Exeter, Lucas Mignot. He has come over from the University of Bath for his Masters, and I imagine Exeter will be a big reason for that, playing for this team. And we are underway here at Cyncoed Campus. And Exeter win the ball back from the kickoff. Looking to get some early phases together. Mignot, a little step, he's tackled. It's out into Craig. And it's a breakthrough there from Joseland. Exeter working through the phases, carrying forward. That was Seb Driscoll there. The Archers have slowed this ball down though. Out into Jack Forsyth. Mignot, little pop pass. Exeter still making yards here. And the ball is lost forwards. The ironic cheers from the Met Ultras. Good start for Exeter, you see?
Yeah, it was a good start for Exeter. I think they, I don't know if they planned to come out that strong and kind of with the mentality to get that ball back, but I think Cardiff Met returned well with good defence.
Yeah, promising start there from Exeter, definitely, and they're showing already why they're top of the BUCS Super Rugby table going into tonight.
Definitely.
So, obviously you're a back. What kind of platform are you looking to get from a first scrum in a game?
It depends on where you are on the field. Right now, I'd be looking to exit, so maybe a crash ball up the middle. It's good for Cardiff Met. They just got the free kick, so I'm excited to see what they're going to do here.
Yeah, free kick here. It's in the hands of Sambe. He's going to kick. To touch. And it's safely into touch.
Yeah.
Just inside the Cardiff Met half.
I think that's the most ideal situation out of that scrum, so it's really good from Cardiff Met.
The Met Ultras putting pressure on Louis Gully. He finds his man, but not straight. And the ironic cheers of the Cardiff Met Ultras are out again. And they've got a chance for another scrum here, you see.
Yeah. So in this situation, maybe looking to get the ball wide, you know, like I said earlier, they've got great wingers, a great back line, so I'm excited to see again what they can do here.
Chance for a front row to get to know each other, and they're opposite numbers early on. Zach Roberts into the tide this week. He'll be looking to feed the scrum successfully here. In from Roberts. Cardiff Met looking to get a shove forward, but it's pretty static. Out into the midfield, a little kick. And Romajang has got the chance here to gather, and does. Carried from Barnaby Waddle. Carried forward by his fellow archers. Berry. And it's gone loose, gone forward. And we'll have another scrum. This time for Exeter. So obviously we've seen a couple of pretty solid scrums so far. What will Exeter be looking to do here?
I think just like Cardiff Met kind of did a kicking play there, I think they'll look for that since they're kind of not quite in their 22 but right outside of it, so they want to get down to the other. They're scoring 22 so they can put points early on the board.
Archers get into their songs in the stands. Ball is in. Control of the back by Seb Driscoll. And the referee has ordered that the scrum be retaken. That was a bit of a mess, wasn't it, really?
Yeah. I think the boys might be getting out a few nerves here.
Yeah, definitely. And just how, is that something that comes into sort of games like this, you think, nerves, big games?
Definitely. I think the first 5 minutes of a game are completely different to the last 20, the last 5. You know, during the game, the energy changes. You got to pick yourself up. You got to get into your rhythm. So I think both teams are we're gonna see that a little bit here.
Austin James feeds. Driscoll controlling. Back to James, into Mignot. Exeter go wide, and it's Hugo Ellaby into the squad this week. Carry that time from Driscoll. Mignot into the midfield. Mignot again, controlling things, little step. Into the space, but lost forward. And then we'll have another scrum. And a lot of early scrums here, you see.
Yeah, that was really unlucky for Exeter. They had a lot of numbers over there. Overload, I think it was like a 3-on-5 maybe. So unlucky for them.
We've already seen, just in these early phases, just how important Mignot is for them as well, controlling the game from 10.
Yeah, they seem to have a lot of connection in their back line. We'll see what they do with that once they can get ball in hand a little bit more.
Little injury stoppage here. Seb Driscoll just down getting some treatment, which means we have a momentary break in play. We saw Romajang get an early touch from the crossfield kick.
Yeah.
Just how impressive is he as a player?
Yeah, he's a really impressive player. I think he had a fantastic first year, and he's shown his ability since then. You know, signing with the Harlequins and just performing really well in his time at uni.
And how important as a back is it to get an early touch off the ball?
Yeah, I think it makes a big impact statement when you can get early ball in hand. You know, if you get it to your winger early and get down in that try zone, or at least some points on the board, you make an impact and can kind of get in the other team's head a little bit.
So the stoppage is nearly over and we're almost ready to resume play with this scrum. Zach Roberts looking to feed it into his forward share. Once again, it's a fairly solid scrum for both sides. But the ball is lost in the scrum there, and it will come out on the Exeter side. A little grubber from James. But it's well covered by Jake Thomas over on the wing. And Cardiff Met will have a dropout.
I think Cardiff Met got a little lucky there. That could have been bad.
I think Exeter really started this game strongly. Into Minyo. Gives it to one of his forwards. Carried into contact. Oh, it's a great angle from Charlie McRae. Referee playing an advantage. Exeter know this, they'll have a free play here. Minyo. Little pop pass out to his centre, Chester Ribbons. And we'll go back for the penalty. Cardiff Met penalised. What do you think they'll do here? Do you think they'll take the points?
I can imagine they'd take the points. I think he's going to make the signal right now.
I think everyone
or maybe
speaks about a big statement from and just well covered there by Jake Thomas. That kick through there, that could have been, as you said, could have been dangerous.
Unlucky for Met. I'm excited to see what Exeter does here. They must be very confident in their forwards.
They made a very interesting decision to go for touch, a bold decision maybe.
But like I said before, like making an impact statement early on, still only 9 minutes in, so I respect it.
Louis Gully, we're looking to feed successfully here. Very intricate looking line now. Too intricate for the referee's liking.
The ultras like that one.
Did you think they just overcomplicated that?
I honestly don't even, that was a lot of missed jumps there. I've usually only seen 2, max 3.
Yeah, 4 missed jumps there. And they'll have another opportunity to have a line out right in front of those Archers fans again. Pressure will be coming on Louis Gully here. He got 2 tries last week. He'll be to add some more to his tally today. In successfully this time. Out into the midfield. Lost forward. We'll see another scrum.
Yeah, it just seems like both teams are making a few mistakes that they could possibly clean up.
Well, I don't think the weather's much of an excuse tonight because it's
usually it would be in Wales.
Just about as good as we can get in Wales at this time of the year.
Should have seen training on Monday night. I think it was as bad as Kingsholm last year.
Yeah, we've had a very stormy week this past week, but tonight is perfect conditions for running rugby. So far, we're seeing a few too many errors on both sides. Chance for Cardiff Met to get their backs into play here. They can get this scrum right. Roberts will pick up here. Gives it out to Samberry, who goes for the kick. Into space, inside the Exeter 22. Hint of a fumble, but the referee said it was backwards. Samberry again. He's gone for the little dink. But it's well covered, it's picked up. It's a big tackle from Berry. Exeter move it into the midfield. Oh, a massive tackle there. That was a huge hit coming in. Ball just a bit slow for Exeter as they reorganise. Exeter going to the butcher. Up high from James. Well taken by Cardiff Met. And Joe Cowell with a lovely pass out wide. Has kicked forward into the 22 and the chase is on. Oh, it's brilliantly covered by the Exeter man. And Cardiff Met will have a scrum on the 5 metre line. Just how good was that there from Joe Cowell?
Yeah, no. Props can pass the ball too, and I think he shows that. They've got lots of skills.
Yeah, he's got European rugby experience. He's
a fantastic player.
Played for Cardiff Rugby, so he's really shown
I think he's
top skill there.
Yeah, I think he's a great addition to the team. I got to know him well last year at the media day, actually. I was captain, he was captain, so I think he's a really impressive player.
Cardiff Met here. We're hoping to convert this scrum into a score. And it's out into the midfield. Trim takes it forward. Brandon Harvey coming round the corner there. And it's into Zheng. He's looking to work his magic. Once again, thwarted by Exeter. Joel Cowell looking to add a try to that pass. Cardiff Met working through the phases here. In fact, that ball, and it's a penalty to Cardiff Met. It's all a bit scrappy, but it's resulted in a Cardiff Met penalty. So we've seen Joe Cowell here, comes out to him, you're thinking, what's the prop going to do? And he throws a beautiful pass, you see.
Yeah, it was gorgeous.
Very.
That's a game-changing play right there. I think the boys have finally warmed up a little bit, gotten their energy, and I think that was a very crucial part of the gameplay here.
But the end result of that pass is potentially 3 points, so just showing how vital that is. Do you think it's the right decision for Cardiff Met to go for the post chair? Bear in mind Exeter didn't down the other end.
Yeah, I think it actually is the right decision. Personally, most of the time I like to try and get in the try zone, but you know, it's been 15 minutes and no points on the board, so I think it's a smart decision from the 10.
Sam Berry clears the posts, and that means the score is Cardiff Met 3, Exeter 0. It's probably a better start from Exeter than Cardiff Met, but Cardiff Met have got the first score here.
No, they definitely, like I said before, I think they're warmed up now, ready to play. That scrum where Sam Berry kicked it to Roma Zhang, got turned over, but great hits from Brandon Harvey.
Exeter looking to regather again. Met Archer's calling for a penalty there. In fact, the referee has given the penalty now. Taken out in the air, dangerous tackle there, the referee is saying. And Sam Berry looking to use his wand of the left foot to get Cardiff Met down into Exeter territory. Gets them up towards the 10-metre line. Now, as a back here, are you hoping this ball makes it further than the forwards and you get to work one of your plays for the backs?
I hope, hopefully they're mauling here and, you know, their forwards are dominant and strong and they make a few yards and then it goes out to the backs and they work their magic. That's what I'm looking to see here.
Into the line out. Cardiff Met set up the maul. Merritt at the back of it. All gone a bit slow there. Joe Bailey was in there disrupting it, and Exeter have managed to turn it over. All a bit of a mess in that maul. I think Exeter did really well to disrupt that.
I think they had a good first push, but looked a little messy towards the end. Exeter came away with it.
It's a really tight game here so far, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Both teams perhaps making too many errors, but both defences showing that they've really got some quality.
Yeah, I want to see a little bit more ball in hand from Met personally on that middle field scrum. Any more middle field scrums maybe instead of kicking it, getting into the hands of the really talented backs?
But we mentioned it's a perfect night for a cheers.
Yeah.
Crystal clear, no rain, so they got no excuse. They got to make sure they get the backs involved, and when you've got people like Zheng on the wings, you know, you want to get them into the game as much as possible. So Exeter, the scrum here, just inside their own 10-metre line. They'll be hoping the spin goes solidly as all the others have gone for them thus far. In to the scrum. Once again, it's all gone a bit messy in the end, but it's out and cleared by Exeter. Covered by Sam Trod, who takes it into contact. Zach Roberts wanted a penalty and it's gone loose. It's back in the 22. Zheng picks up and sets off. And Zheng looking to ride another couple of tackles there. Joe Cowell. It's a good hit on him initially by the winger. Cowell manages to regain a few yards there. It's up in the air, not very far. It's caught well by Ellaby, the winger. Into the midfield. And it's Archie Owlett. Mignot looking to work some magic. He gets it off. Exeter into the 22. But Cardiff Met with some fantastic work over the breakdown from outside half Sam Berry.
Yeah, no, that was great cover work by all the backs, I think. Even when Roman went back and caught that ball, I was curious if the ref was going to stop the play, but he continued.
Yeah, the referee had his whistle to his lips there, but never blew it.
I like it when refs let the game play a little bit more. Makes the game more interesting, I think.
Especially because, you know, both these sides have got great quality in the backs as well. You want to see as much of the ball in play as possible.
Yeah, great game.
Merritt, George Merritt here, hoping to feed the line out successfully on his BUCS debut.
Yeah.
Into the line out. Merritt at the back of it, looking to control it, looking to get some movement forward. Static for now. Still, Exeter hold up firm. Cardiff Met commit some more bodies to it. But it'll go out now to Sam Berry. A little chip through again. So, battle in the air, but caught by Exeter. Joseland into contact there. Met over the ball again, slowed it down. Mignot to wave one of his paintbrushes. Some theatrics there from the scrum half. That was more football than rugby. It's out.
Oh, really good defense.
Well tackled in the end by Elijah Evans. Into the midfield again. Mignot feeds out. And it's Exeter looking to work right. They got an overlap. Good cover defence from Cardiff Met. Into the midfield. Mignot, little dummy. Takes it in himself and then pops it off to the prop forward, Archie Owlett. It's a lovely line, gains an extra couple of yards. Mignot steps again, but he's hit really well there by the Cardiff Met defender. Both players felt that one, I think. Out into the wide channel, little step by Joseland. And a big double hit there into the midfield. Little step, and the line is almost broken. In fact, it is by Seb Driscoll, but he's lost it forward. It's Romajeng looking to run it from his own 22. Shouts of a high tackle in front of us, but the referee wasn't having it.
That was incredible phase play by Exeter.
So we're going to go back for a scrum. You see this big hit here coming up by Brandon Harvey. He lined Mignot up and hit him superbly.
Yeah, the defense from Cardiff Met there was... Exeter made meters, but there were some really big hits in there. Very impressive, very strong team.
And how much of that is good technique as well, making sure you keep your tackle height low enough for it to...
Yeah, the new tackle rule has definitely been a tricky one for both the boys and the girls, but I think the coaching staff has done a really good job. Cardiff Met, I know, does a lot of contact in their training, and so I think that's definitely one of their strongest character traits.
Referee just having a bit of a word there with some of the Met players. We wait for this injury break to finish. We're sort of 22 minutes into this game. Obviously not particularly high scoring, but...
No, but definitely, I think it's a very good game. I think both teams are well matched. I think Cardiff Met, after drawing against Hartpury, have come back hungry to win. Like you said earlier, I think Exeter has won all their games, and I think Cardiff Met wants to take that away from them a little bit.
I think you can give massive credit to Cardiff Met's defence that they've played a lot of the game so far in their own half.
Yeah.
But they haven't conceded a single point yet.
Yeah, it's very impressive. I think also Exeter has made great phase play, but they've messed up a little bit right at the very end, so they could probably clean that up and get some points on the board.
And the scrum, pretty stable again, out into the midfield and cleared high and long, up over the halfway line. Joseland evades the first tackle and is then brought down by George Merritt. Little pop pass there and carried into contact once again. Mignot. Cardiff Met getting over the ball but not managing to get a turnover on that occasion, and that's another massive hit. And then it's turned over by Cardiff Met. Some fantastic defence yet again from the Archers. Kicked, and it's a lovely little pass into the 22, but the referee has said that pass there was forwards. Really good defence again from Cardiff Met, you see.
And I think once the boys get ball in hand, it's electric. You know, they got down into their own 22 and very quickly.
Fantastic work on the wing as well to get that ball. First of all, picked up from the kick and then passed on quickly.
Yeah, impressive footwork. Unlucky offload. I think sometimes when you get a breakaway and you just see that try line, it's all you can think about, and you just want to get that ball in someone else's hand so they can get over the try line.
Met showing how strong they are in the transition there. As soon as that ball came back on their side, they were alive and they were ready to go. And we saw Jake Thomas, we saw him screaming for that ball out wide there. He was desperate for that ball as soon as that turnover took place. Now Exeter with a scrum on the 22, their own 22. A solid scrum from both sides as well. The forwards giving absolutely everything there from both sides. Into the midfield. Mignot kicks this time, evades Zheng and goes out for a Cardiff Met line out just over the halfway meter line. Just how impressed have you been with Cardiff Met's work in defence so far?
Yeah, I think their cardio, their fitness level is what helps them in defense the most. Obviously, their strength to the S&C program. Di Watts is in charge of it. It's very impressive. It's shown on the pitch, and it shows in this game for sure. Referee
just having a word with Ewan Guy there. bit of confusion about numbers, and Cardiff Met taking their time, just making sure they get everything right. Into the line out and well caught by Barnaby Waddle. Berry into the midfield. A little kick through again. Zheng is after it but doesn't get to it. It's well picked up by Exeter. It's another good tackle. And Exeter going for the kick again. Clearly seeing there's no give in this Cardiff Met defence. And dropped backwards, but just about recovered from Orson James. And it's wide now. And it's a lovely breakthrough from Benji Joseland. And it's a great tackle on him, but there's a lovely bit of footwork. And Exeter have not scored. The referee signalling for a forward pass.
I thought it was going to get taken back all the way here. I wasn't sure that went backwards.
Bit of drama here at the Cyncoed Campus. There's always drama in the BUCS Super Rugby League.
You can hear it in the crowd of Cardiff Met.
That's a really good break from Joseland though.
Yeah, that was impressive.
So the replay, the fumble actually helped him in the end because it made them run it. And they got out to Joseland. Lovely pace, lovely little weave. Now he got 2 tries in Exeter's last game, so he's clearly a man who can score. Sam Berry kicks up,
great kick
over the halfway meter line, lost in the air by Keane Gentry, but he manages to regather and then kicks himself, and that ball is going to go dead, and Cardiff Met will get the ball back with a scrum just inside the Exeter half.
That was a great kick from Sam Berry, very impressive. Put a lot of pressure on Exeter. And I think the Archers like the Ultras' excitement there. See them hyping up the crowd a little bit.
Well, we might not be seeing as much running rugby as we were expecting, but we're seeing lots of different individual skills so far from a lot of different players. Zheng just getting a bit of treatment at the moment, which means we're slightly delayed with this scrum. And we're ready to resume. The referee hurrying the players back in. He wants to get on with this game.
Yeah.
Just how important is it to have a referee that appreciates that both sides want to get on with their rugby, essentially? Just how
I love a ref that just lets the game play. This year we've had, for the women's at least, we've had a lot of refs that stop a lot, and it's frustrating as a player because you just want to get that ball in hand, you just want to see what the boys can do.
Ripped from Exeter, but it went back to Cardiff Met hands, so Cardiff Met get away with one there. Tight carry from Barnaby Waddle. Sam Berry looking to put boot to it yet again. Work that left foot. It's bounced towards the 22 and picked up brilliantly. A high hit, but Cardiff Met continue into the Exeter 22. Referee playing advantage. Joe Cowell. Well tackled. Another good tackle from Exeter. Tight from Cardiff Met. Slow ball. And in the end, the referee has stopped the play.
I think it might be a card here.
He's having a word with his assistant. The Cardiff Met Archers crowd wait in anticipation.
I think some of the players were frustrated there. They didn't get to continue with the quick phase play after that fantastic kick and chase from the Met backs.
And the referee gives the yellow. And it's gone to the winger, Cian Gentry.
Cardiff Met will definitely have to capitalize on that, on an edge. Maybe they stop kicking as much going forward now that they're down. Now that Exeter's down 14 men.
Well, we just saw a replay of it there, and I don't think you can have any complaints.
Yeah, that was just a bit high.
We talked about tackle heights earlier, but yeah, that wasn't a great demonstration.
Yeah, I think before the tackle height change, that would have been not allowed.
Yeah, I think in the 1970s that might have been allowed, but
yeah.
So Cardiff Met have got a line out on the Exeter 5-metre line. They'll be hoping to make their one player advantage pay as it's in. Joe Cowell round the corner, up to the try line. The referee looks very closely. The linesman looks very closely.
Ooh.
And they have decided,
fight.
as it's actually kicking off here, it's all going off.
Still no decision from the ref.
Some pushing and shoving.
I think it's really warmed up now, the game.
Yeah, both sides really know how important this game is, and yeah, it's slightly boiled over there. Referee is going to have a word with both captains, I think, and just let them know that that behaviour is not what we want to see in the BUCS Rugby League.
I think the fans like it, but maybe not the referee.
I think it's sensible for the referee here just to calm everything down, just have a word. And I think the decision in the end is
held up?
Yeah, held up, so we have a dropout on the line.
Hopefully Cardiff Met can capitalize again after that missed opportunity.
Really out from Mignot into the hands of Jake Thomas, and it's kicked by Berry into Zheng, who gathers, turns into the 22, out into the midfield, and Brandon Harvey, the USA Eagle. Sam Berry kicks crossfield again, and it's Ewan Guy on the end of it. And it's a lovely pass inside, and what a try that is from Jake Thomas.
That was fantastic.
What an offload from Ewan Guy. Joe Cowell ran straight over to him because he knew that that offload made that try there.
No, I think the yellow card definitely hurt Exeter there. There was lots of space for Roma Zhang, and then there was lots of space for Ewan Guy and Jake Thomas to score that try there.
Sam Berry, 2 kicks across field there.
Yeah, he's
managed that perfectly.
Really impressed me tonight with his kicking.
Sam Berry kicks it wide. Ewan Guy picks up, draws both men, pops it in the middle of them. And what a pass.
Yeah, that was a very impressive pass around 2 defenders.
Just to have the thought to do that. Absolutely brilliant. Berry looking to add the extras. And flags go up. Berry does add the extras, and that means the score is now Cardiff Met 10, Exeter 0.
I think I might take back what I said about Sam Berry kicking the ball a little bit too much. I think his kicking has really changed the game and put Cardiff Met ahead of Exeter.
Do you think that's a tactic that they go to when they know they're a man up?
Definitely. I mean, you just got to capitalize on all the space you have and get it to your wings as fast as you can.
Lost forward from the resulting kickoff. Exeter getting the ball back from a restart yet again. This Driscoll looking to carry hard. Mignot popped into the hands of Jack Forsyth, who broke the first tackle. It's Orson James out to Joe Bailey. Mignot looking to come in on that, but it's lost backwards again by Orson James. The referee is blown back for a penalty to Exeter.
I think Exeter is itching to get in their try line before halftime.
Do you think they'll go for the corner again here? Do you think they'll stick to their principles, or?
Now that they're down 10-0, I think they will go for touch.
Yeah, they do appear to be going to the corner. Mignot will be hoping to nudge them right down to the 5-metre line. Doesn't quite get as far as the 5-metre line, but Exeter will have a chance here to finally get on the scoreboard. I'm still thinking about that offload from you guys. Bit of a delay in play here as we wait for a ball, I think. I don't think we've got a multi-ball system in play here, because Exeter will now take the line out. It's in successfully, and they'll look to get this maul going. Louis Gully at the back of it, turns round the corner. They're still working forwards. They're moving closer. They're up to the 5-metre line, up past the 5-metre line. The backs pile in too. And they're right up to the line, and they have scored. What a brilliant maul that was from Exeter. And they're back in the game.
Yeah, they just peeled off the edge there. I think Cardiff Met had to scramble a little bit, tried to push him to an edge, but couldn't quite get there.
That was a textbook maul control there from Exeter. Despite the man less, made that look really, really impressive.
Yeah, just like how Cardiff Met has to capitalize on the space that they have out wide, Exeter has to be careful with their man down and use their forwards a little bit more and make sure they use every opportunity they can.
Yeah, the backs there showing a helping hand as well, getting in at the end, getting all the glory as they pushed over the line.
Yeah.
And it'll be Charlie McKay looking to add the extras. No one from Cardiff Met closing down. So McKaig's got all the time in the world to nudge it, and he nudges it brilliantly. And that is a brilliant conversion from Charlie McKaig.
I think that was critical for from Exeter right before halftime to score with conversion, 3-point game.
So the score now is Cardiff Met 10, Exeter 7. Berry kicks towards into the 22. Next to apply with the kick of their own, up towards Sam Trod. Into Sam Berry, looking to get that left foot on it yet again, and he kicks into the 22 to his opposite number, Mignot. Mignot goes infield. Shaped for touch initially, but went infield. And this is a proper kicking battle now. Benji Juslin's had enough of it though, and he runs it up. And he runs, beats players, and moves Exeter into the Cardiff Met half. Mignot, little dink, looking to gather his own kick, but it's fantastically covered from Steph Crimp. Joe Cowell. Out from Roberts to Merritt, who takes it into contact. Cardiff Met setting up for the kick yet again here. It's going to be a box kick. And they go up over the halfway line, and it's well covered. And then fantastically setting Exeter on their way. And they are up into the 22. And they're bursting through, and they're moving towards the Cardiff Met line. It's out, but it's lost forwards. Fantastic break initially from Chester Ribbons, but all that leads to nothing for Exeter in the end.
I think that's the second time that's happened for them. Definitely would be a different score if they could prevent those knock-ons from happening.
I think when they've got their backs going
Yeah.
and they've got a bit of space, they've really shown they've got a lot of quality. They're not top of the league for nothing.
Yeah.
There's a big kicking battle there as well. Not something you necessarily see that much in the BUCS Super Rugby scene. I think it's more of a running game than...
Yeah. I don't think the fans really enjoy the kicking game that much. At least I maybe don't. I think everyone wants to see a bit more action.
What's it like just standing in the middle of the pitch and that ball goes flying over your head?
Not sure the forwards are a fan of the kicking game, definitely.
Well, I suppose it saves them from doing too much running.
Yeah, maybe give them a break.
Right, so Zach Roberts looking to feature. He's out into Crimp, who clears high and out to the 22. And Exeter will have a line out in front of those Met Ultras yet again. They'll be looking to put off Louis Gully. Gully, in amongst the jeers, manages to throw it in successfully and find his man. And it's into the midfield, and it was good carry there from Jack Forsyth. Another positive carry from Louis Gully this time. Into Gully again, he goes to Mignot. Mignot looking to find a gap, gives it off to Jack Forsyth. Exeter looking to work yet another try. As we move ever closer to the half-time whistle, they've gone tight. They're about a metre out. They go round the corner, tight again. Another one to the left. Cheers on the far side, and those cheers are because it was lost forward, but we've gone back for a penalty. Just how important is it for Cardiff Met to hold out here? Yeah,
they got to show their great defense here. They have been the entire game. This is where it really matters.
Extra work, a tap and go move. It's a good tackle though from the Met. James out into the midfield. Exeter inside the Cardiff Met 5 metre line. Into Forsyth, looking to work his way over the line. Exeter go tight again. And they go tight again, and they're inches away from the line. Tantalisingly close to it, but the Archers are holding out. You can see your pictures there. And it's in to Jack Forsyth.
Held up.
Fantastic work from the Cardiff Met defence. And that ball is held up, and Cardiff Met survive.
Yeah. That was almost life or death in the rugby world there.
So important on the brink of half-time.
I think they're all waiting for that half-time whistle to blow.
And there it is. The half-time whistle has blown. The score here at Cyncoed Campus is Cardiff Met 10, Exeter 7. EC, what was your assessment of that first half?
I think it was a really great first half. I think it took both teams some time to get warmed up, but as soon as it started going, it really started going, and it was a fantastic performance from Exeter and their face play, and a fantastic performance from Cardiff Met and their defense, and not only their defense, but their capitalization on their ball in hand once they got that ball.
We'll be back with you for the second half, but now it's been a difficult week for the WRU. Our presenter, Steph Leonard, has been to the stadium to find out more.
It's another BUCS Wednesday at
Cyncoed as Cardiff Met take on Exeter University. But the biggest story in rugby in Wales is the release of the review of the Welsh Rugby Union. The review discovered elements of sexism, racism, homophobia and misogyny within the union. I had a closer look to find out just what our review told us about our rugby union here in Wales. The report makes 36 recommendations, which includes appointing an external oversight group to monitor the organisation, continued board reform by dropping members from 12 to 10 with a fit and proper test for individuals, and higher investment in the women's and girls' game. In a response to the report, the Welsh Rugby Union says it will accept all of the recommendations, with the new chair Richard Collier-Keywood apologising for the conduct of the organisation and stating the report was a difficult read. The report came on the back of the BBC Wales Investigates programme aired in January 2023 and uncovered allegations of sexism and misogyny at the Welsh Rugby Union. A week after the programme was shown, former Welsh Rugby Union Chief Executive Steve Williams resigned, with Nigel Walker taking over the interim position. And yesterday, Nigel Walker responded to the review, saying that mistakes had been made and more needs to be done by the union.
You've got to earn that trust, and people will judge us by our actions, so we can say all the things we want to say in this period. It's what we actually do over the coming months that will count.
Yeah, an interesting week for the Welsh Rugby Union. Hopefully plenty of positive things to come now and a change needed. But back to the action tonight. It's been a jam-packed action. It started off relatively slowly, but it definitely got to a boiling point towards the end of the game. What's your takeaway from that first half, Josh?
I think from a Cardiff Met's point of view, I think we could take that, especially with Exeter. They're quite a physical team. I think we've kept them out quite well. I think they should have scored maybe towards the end there. But overall, I think the boys will be happy with that first half. Yeah, what's impressed you the most is obviously it's quite a tight game. We can see the scoreboard, but they're 10-7 to Cardiff Met at Cyncoed. Defence has probably been the biggest positive in that first half, is it fair to say? Yeah. Well, as you can see, the Exeter boys, they've got some pretty big boys there, carrying hard. So I think the boys, setting up and hitting them back, I think has really changed this game, really. Yeah, what do you think's being said in that changing room at half-time? Both teams go in, making the long walk back up to the changing rooms. What do you think the key message is from a Cardiff Met point of view and also an Exeter point of view? I think it's just keep playing the way we are. I think it's working at the moment. I think the kicks from Sam Berry, number 10, I think him finding Jake Thomas on the wing, it's worked so far and we scored the try off it. Overall, I think just keep doing what we're doing, keep being physical with them, and I think we could end up coming with a win here. Yeah, we talked a little bit about, even though you didn't want to talk about it, scrums before the kickoff. But it's been a tough game for both teams to kind of grab a hold of it, although you would say maybe Cardiff Met got the better of it, but towards the end, Exeter getting the better of us, almost scoring again. Do you think the set pieces are going to be very important to seeing this out and getting the win for Cardiff Met? Oh yeah, 100%. I think, as you can see with the hookers over on the end over there with their throws and stuff, having our supporters behind them cheering them on, it's not really helping them, and then that's giving us the upper hand. So I think that's benefiting us in a way, and I think, in the scrums area, I think it's quite 50-50 at the moment. They may be getting a bit of the edge, but overall, I think we just keep being physical on the set pieces. We'll talk a little bit more about the first half and we'll talk more about what's to come in the second half. But in the meantime, we've got a little bit from Dixon Kabongo, the man who went to Newport County after being in the academy here, but he's come back to Cardiff Met. So let's hear a little bit about Dixon Kabongo's story.
So I joined when I was 15 in the academy. Funny enough, Chris Baker, the captain last year, he was my coach. And then I enjoyed it. To be fair, I really enjoyed it in the academy. But I had an opportunity to move over to Newport, sign a scholar there. And I spent 2 years there, 2 good years. And then at the end of that, I decided to come back. And I've enjoyed it ever since, even more. So it's a very good environment for me. For most boys, especially when you get to that age, 16, you're going into full-time football. No one's that's like a dream come true in a way. You train every single day. Literally, you wake up in the morning, you go to training, you come back home, you do that 7 days a week. It's any kid would dream to do something like that. So it was really like, it was an eye opener for me, because like no one gets to experience that. Not many people get to experience that. So it was like, in a way, a dream come true, really. Yeah. I was 16, and you're playing against boys 2-3 years older than you, and it's tough when most of them have all played in academy environments their whole lives. So it's like you are stepping up a lot, because you're playing against players who have a lot of quality, but also can be older, stronger, bigger. But that's what you need at that age anyway. Yeah. I like to think I'm myself. Like, I don't really look too much for like different players, but there's a lot of players I like to watch. So like Fabinho, I think he was very good. Fernandinho, like especially in the holding role, but I can play anywhere in the midfield, I believe, anyway. So it's like I look at players who play higher up the pitch, like even like Pogba or like a Bruno Fernandes. Just creativity, players that like enjoy football. I like to enjoy my football. I don't like to do too much.
Yeah, an interesting story from Dixon Kabongo, and obviously he played for the academy when he was younger, went to Newport in that academy setup there, and now he's decided to come back to Cardiff Met. Well, football is obviously big on campus, but this guy next to me is pretty good at playing rugby, and you had quite a similar journey. Maybe you didn't leave Cardiff Met, but you came to Cardiff Met from an academy setup. Obviously leaving the academy setup and coming to Cardiff Met, is there a big difference? Obviously here now you're playing competitive rugby week in, week out. Is that the biggest difference?
Yeah, I'd 100% say so. I think being involved in the Ospreys, you play with the likes of George North, Alan Jones and stuff like that. You really get to know them personally and you get to understand more about the game. But coming to Cardiff Met, I think you get to more improve about your personal development in the rugby and really get to concentrate on yourself, but also get a bit of the education side. It's not all 100% rugby. It's a bit of 50-50, which I think is a big phase in with becoming a professional rugby player.
Yeah, and obviously I spoke to Amber, the team manager, and that was one of her key messages, that in terms of player development, rather than trying to set ambitious goals for yourself. Although a lot of players do leave Cardiff Met now and go on to play for people in the Premiership or whatever. Is that the kind of feeling in the change room as well, even though personal development is very key?
Yeah, 100%. I think there's a lot of boys there that I think will go ahead and become professional rugby players. I think player development is probably definitely number one on the list, and I think you can do that perfectly here with the coaches we have and stuff like that. And I think yeah, you can become one of the best players in the world, really, with the system they have here.
Yeah, so we'll go back to the first half that we've seen now. We didn't have enough time to talk about it just now before the VT. That defence right at the end there from Cardiff Met, some massive hits going in. How important was that stage of the game, and how important is it to keep that level of defence up for the second half?
Yeah, that'll set the second half, really. The tempo and stuff of the second half. I think we concentrate on defence quite a lot in training. We try making our main focus. We want to be the hard-hitting teams that set teams back, and we're always on the front foot. So yeah, as you saw there, I think the boys really dug in deep, stopped them from scoring, and now we'll see in the second half now. Hopefully that gives us the heads up.
Yeah, and staying on the defensive point of view, maybe it's a little bit different to what we saw on the try line, but that defensive kicking game, if you want to call it, making sure that you defend those kicking battles really well, that's something we saw in the first half, and you were utilising the kick a lot, which is something we haven't really seen so far during this season.
No, that's what I mean. With a team like Exeter, I think they defend quite narrowly, and I think with those kicks at the edge and stuff for the players, I think really making the way of the space and stuff like that wide, and I think you've utilised it quite well this game, and they've obviously put a couple of chips on the top, but we've covered it and we've stopped them really and put them to stop.
And then looking forward to this second half now, what do Cardiff Met need to do to get that win out there today?
Well, I think it's just dig deep. You know what the Exeter boys are, they're going to come out with. They're going to come out firing. They're going to come all guns blazing against us. I think it's just that physicality, stay strong and stay solid, but also have a bit of flair like we have in the first half for those kicks. They obviously weren't expecting it, so I think it's just keep doing what they're doing, and we'll hopefully come out with a win.
Yeah, we've got to talk a little bit as well about those Cardiff Met Ultras. We spoke about them before the game. You came over, and the first thing you said to me after that half was, what an atmosphere. It's been great, hasn't it?
Yeah. The boys, they know what they're doing and stuff. They're getting the heads of the Exeter players. They know exactly what they're doing. They love their sing-alongs and stuff. And I think they're probably helping the boys get over the line as well. They're our number one fans, really. Yeah, and Exeter boys, they've decided that they wanted to make the long trek back to the changing rooms. It was their call. Do you think they're running away from the ultras, or no? Why do you think they made that trip back to the changing room at half time? Well, I think it's just really to change their game plan. I think what they've come out with in the first half, I wouldn't say it hasn't worked, but maybe it hasn't come off quite as they wanted it to. I think they wanted to have a bit, maybe even a lead in the first half. But I think in the second half now they'll come out a different team, but we'll just have to see how we front up to it. Yeah, and a massive second half to come, as we've already spoken about. Any key players you think need to, really step up? Who are these leaders in the team? You train with them, day in, day out. Who are the boys that are going to put their arms around the rest of the team and say, come on, we need to win this game? Yeah, there's loads of the boys. Joe Cowell, I think he's an outstanding, he's a proper leader for this team. We've got boys like Ev Sheldon and Gus Patson coming off the bench. They can really make a difference to the team, and they're hard hitters as well. So we've got boys on the bench and boys that are still in the starting 15 that can really follow through with this game and follow it right through to the end. Yeah, and a mix of experience and relatively new players in this team. How important are those key figures? You mentioned them now, you didn't have to say exactly what you've said again, but how important are they to just put the arms on the shoulders of the relatively new boys in the squad? And obviously you made the new journey to Cardiff Met last year, and this year you've really broken through and solidified your place in that first team. How important were boys like that to your development and staying there? Oh, 100%. When you come into a new scenario and a new position like Cardiff Met, I think you want those boys there to have that hammer on your shoulder and really push you through the difficult times. I know it's not all rugby year, it's education as well, but boys are here to help you with any situation. But yeah, those boys like Joe Cowell, he's third year now, or fourth year I think, and he'll be leaving us, but he really helped me with my progress in Cardiff Met, and I'm sure there's many other boys that will help us as well. Well, lovely. Thanks for joining me today, Josh. You can go back now. I know you don't really love being in front of the camera that much. No, but it's been nice to have a fellow Morris the Monkey next to me, and I hope you enjoyed the second half, and thanks for joining us. Cheers. But there's plenty of action still to come in this second half, so I'm going to send you back up to our commentary team, Reese and EC Cantrell.
Cheers, Steph. We are back here at the commentary gantry, ready for the second half as the Exeter team emerges from the changing rooms. It's quite a walk to those changing rooms as well, you see. So
yeah, I was just telling you about it. I think it's a minute and a half walk.
So they'll be suitably warmed up there.
Yeah, could definitely include it in the warm-up.
Just waiting on Cardiff Met, who I can just see coming out now for the second half. What have both teams said in the half-time break? What have both teams said in the half-time break to sort of before the second half starts? What are the last words they'll be saying?
I think they're going to continue to bring the dominance. I think they really got the energy up, and I see a few subs that have come on, so I think those impact players are going to really make a difference, and I think they definitely big them up a bit.
Yeah, we can see the huge presence of Liam Antrobus down in front of us. He's on. We've also got Jordan Morris on for his Cardiff Met debut for the BUCS team. Ready to go. Well, not quite ready to go actually, because the referee and the assistant are just adjusting their mics. We're ready to go. The ball is in the hands of Sam Berry. The referee blows his whistle and we are off in this second half. Well taken from Exeter from the restart. Orson Jones. It's a good early hit from one of the other subs who we haven't mentioned yet, Evan Sheldon, wearing 20. Kicked by James under pressure, well gathered by the Met. Into the midfield and into Jordan Morris. Gets up over the game line. Berry goes to boot again. It's a bit too long, that one. It's gathered well by Joselund. Exeter opting to go tight. Setting up for the box kick yet again. Clearly a tactic they're using. Into the hands of Berry. It's kicked up into the Exeter 22. Right down to their 5 metre line. Exeter return with a kick of their own into the hands of Ewan Guy. Berry into that left foot on it and finds touch successfully. A great kick there from Sam Berry. I think it's been a theme of this game so far, Sam Berry's boot.
No, he's really impressed me tonight. I think it's been a game changer.
He's got a wand of a left foot. He's shown it time and time again tonight. Slight breaking player. We've got Joe Cowell down for the Met. Obviously someone you've spoken about.
I think it's Connell, actually.
Oh.
Yeah. He must have just come on at halftime.
Oh, yeah. Connell Couch wearing 18 on at the break. Just getting some help from the medics. So, as we're on an injury, obviously the elephant in the room, the reason why you're not playing with the Cardiff Met women's team today is you're injured yourself, aren't you?
Yeah, no, I took a late hit in the Loughborough game a couple weeks ago and hurt some ligaments in my ankle, so I'm not with the girls in Durham this week. But gotta look on the bright side, now I get to be here with you. So
Exactly. And you got a nice show for it as well. So.
Yeah, nice boot with it.
Nice new look.
Definitely complements my outfits.
So shoulder injury there for Connell Couch, but he's okay to continue, and he's at the back of this line out now. As Louis Gully will feed. Referee having some problems. Just making sure the Cardiff Met team are in the right place. They're looking to gain every edge they can. Gully feeds and finds his man under immense pressure. Knocked on by Exeter, but the referee has gone back for a penalty. Contact in the air there, I think, on the line now.
It was a great line. Lucky they got it back.
Yeah, it was a fantastic line, but obviously when you're travelling at that pace as well, it's so difficult.
Yeah.
Minyo going to touch, but we've got a replay of the angle there. It was a great angle, but when you're travelling at that pace, it's so difficult to clutch the ball. And Exeter will have a line out on the Met the halfway line. It's not the Met halfway line. The Archers support, putting pressure on again. In beautifully straight and claimed by Exeter. Cardiff Met looking to hold that ball up, but Exeter have got men round it. Big hit in the midfield. That was the replacement. Evan Sheldon getting in to the action. Out to the prop. Jared Williams. Wide from Exeter. Cardiff Met defence doing well to hold firm yet again, Into offside in the midfield. But the referee hasn't signalled for anything yet. Mignot, little pop pass again. Mignot goes himself but get absolutely thumped by Brandon Harvey. Slow ball, but Exeter do still have it. Another tight carry, and the referee has blown for a penalty. Fantastic work over the breakdown by George Merritt, which forced the Exeter man into diving in off his feet there.
Yeah. I think that was fantastic defense by Cardiff Met, and I think Evan Sheldon and Brandon Harvey, with their line speed and massive hits, they're absolutely lethal.
I mean, look at where our penalty's taken from. The halfway line, as Sam Berry finds the 5 metre line superbly there. Cardiff Met will have a line out on the 5 metre line, but we've got this massive hit on Mignot by Brandon Harvey. So he lines him up and then absolutely clatters him. In successfully round the corner, but the referee has blown up for an Exeter penalty.
Yeah.
Cardiff Met do not capitalise on that brilliant kick from Sam Berry in the end, and Exeter have the chance to clear their lines. Mignot kicks the ball into touch. And Cardiff, in fact, Exeter will have a line out just inside their own 10 metre line. He's been a busy boy this evening, Louis Gully, hasn't he? He's had a lot of line outs.
Yep.
A lot of scrums, a lot of line outs. He's been involved. It was up. Challenge from the Met, but they didn't manage to get onto it, and that's a brilliant line yet again by Jack Forsyth. Cardiff Met quick up in defence, and in fact Exeter have got numbers here if they use it quickly, but they decide to go tight yet again. And they'll set up for the kick. Compliments to how good Cardiff Met defence has been, and they go into the kick again. Mignot is underneath it, as is Brandon Harvey. It's all a bit of a mess, but it's come back into Met hands. Sam Berry, dummies, takes the contact, offloads at the corner couch. Lost forward by Cardiff Met, and Exeter have the ball. They're wide with Cian Gentry. He beats a man. He's into the 22, but it's lost forward yet again. And now Cardiff Met coming on an attack of their own. Lovely hands. But the referee has blown for a Exeter penalty just outside the Cardiff Met 22. That was a breathless couple of minutes, you see.
Yeah, no, edge of my seat.
Mignot looks to kick the ball down towards that Cardiff Met 5 metre line. Finds it pretty well. So you can see lovely hands from the Cardiff Met players, but that is well off the ball there.
I think Met's a little frustrated here.
Exeter looking to regain the lead with this play. Gully is set to deliver the ball in yet again. It's in, and it's brilliantly caught. And now Exeter have the chance to move towards the Cardiff Met line. But the Met have done brilliantly to thwart it initially. All very static. And it's, in the end, peeled off. Tackle well again. Gully has lost it forward, and Cardiff Met once again absolutely brilliant in defence, EC.
Yeah, it was a crucial tackle right there that forced the knock on for Exeter.
So we got a trio of changes coming on for Exeter. Gentry's game is over. That carry a few minutes ago was his last, and he's replaced by Kofi Barton Byfield, number 23. We've also got other changes. Gully is off, replaced by number 17, Chris Freeman. So Replay on your screens at the moment. Gully takes it into contact, and in doing so, the ball is dislodged, lost forward. Jake Murray is also on for Exeter, replacement scrum half, wearing number 21. In fact, sorry, it wasn't Chris Freeman coming on, it's Joe Wagner. He's on at hooker, wearing 16. Cardiff Met will be hoping that this scrum goes successfully and they can clear their lines. Rory Morgan, who's also on, gives it out to Sam Berry. He clears. To the hands of Kofi Barton-Byfield. What can he do from here? He takes the contact. It's a good tackle from the Cardiff Met centre partnership there, both of them involved. Out into the midfield, and Exeter are into the Cardiff Met 22 yet again. Murray whips it out, it's lost backwards, but Mignot picks up and passes it off to his centre, Chester Ribbons. Mignot, round the corner, lovely hands. Kofi Barton-Byfield, lovely offload, and it's a fantastic score for the replacement scrum half. Onto the pitch and onto the score sheet is Jake Murray. What a brilliant try, you see. Fantastic hands yet again.
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of disconnect there in Cardiff Met's defense, which we haven't actually seen this game, but Exeter definitely capitalized on it, and they got in the try zone.
And that's the quality of this Exeter side. They're top of the BUCS League going into tonight, and they've demonstrated exactly why with that phase of play. Lovely out the back door pass into Mignot. Kofi Barton-Byfield showing his fantastic feet, and Jake Murray, like all good scrum halves, was there on the end of it. And Exeter are back into the lead. And it's McKay looking to add the extras. Cyncoed Campus falls silent. McKay gets it and adds the extras, and that means the score is now Cardiff Met 10, Exeter 14. Just how big a score could that be in the game, you see?
It's crucial, you know, like I've been saying this entire game, you have got to capitalize on every single moment, so Cardiff Met needs to get this ball back in hand and get their opportunities back.
Sam Berry kicks the Kofi Barton-Byfield. Tries to get those legs moving yet again. Tight carry from the Exeter forwards. Exeter looking to clear through the boot of Jake Murray from this box kick. It's up towards the halfway line. It's well taken by Sam Trod. Now Cardiff Met looking to get back on the front foot through Ewan Guy. Out to Sam Berry, a no-look pass. And it's lined up there by Lucas Durrell, the captain. Berry kicks. Exeter regain the ball just inside their own half. Looked a high hit there, but the referee's playing on. Good carry forward from Joe Bailey. Referee now is playing an advantage. Joselin into the line. Beats a man. And the referee gone back for that high tackle in the end, you see.
I think Cardiff Met is on the back foot here. I think they've lost their line speed a little bit and need to get it back.
So we've got, was that hit high? You see, hit there. One of the previous phases, it looked like a good tackle to me, but
maybe a little biased.
Some suggestions, a bit high. So the replacement, Varja, looking to feature, throws the towel away. The ball is now dry. Not really sure why he was drawing it anyway, and it's out into the midfield. And that's a fantastic line from the Exeter 7. It's out to Joseland. Brilliant line from Jack Forsyth there. Barton Byfield. Good tackle. And turned over. Cardiff Met have the penalty. Great work from the Cardiff Met defence to scramble there.
Yeah. That 7 on Exeter, he has impressive line speed that he has running those crash lines.
Yeah, that's Jack Forsyth. He's run great lines all night. And that one, he broke right the way through, but great scramble defence from Cardiff Met, and they will get the penalty.
Yeah, I think, like I was talking before, when they were on the back foot and needed that line speed, they did it as soon as Exeter got into their 22, and they got the penalty.
So we can see this line, brilliant from Forsyth. Just how hard is it to run a line that well?
You know, they make it look really easy, but the timing that you have to get, you know, your team sets up space for you, it's pretty difficult, so it's very impressive from him.
Got an injury stoppage here.
Brandon Harvey.
Looks like his head, so they're taking all the necessary precautions. Of course, we know with the concussion protocols nowadays, it's really important that they take their time here and they get it all right.
Yeah, there's definitely been more focus on concussions as rugby's gone along in the research that's come. I think they've extended the time that you're out now from 2 weeks to 3 weeks minimum.
It's good that they're taking these things seriously because player welfare is paramount.
Yeah.
So obviously we've got a bit of an enforced stoppage in play. Harvey is up and walking. He's obviously not going to continue in this game, but it's good that they're not allowing him to carry on. They're making sure that he doesn't risk further injury.
Yeah. I'm sure he's upset with that one.
So we got an enforced break in the game. Obviously, as a captain yourself, what would you be saying to if you were the captain of either of these sides tonight at this point in the game?
I think you just gotta, you know, focus on what you do in training, what the team's themes are, and remind them, you know, take a breath. Our team personally, we take 3 breaths before we talk about anything on the field so we can collect ourselves, and then we focus on our themes and what we can do during the game. So I'm pretty sure Ewan Guy is going to focus on that. He's a great captain, great player.
Yeah, thinking back to his involvement in that Cardiff Met try in the first half as well.
Yeah.
He can play a bit as well.
We're going to be talking about that past the whole game.
Berry kicks it up towards the halfway line.
I think there's 2 new players on the field, Porter Goodrum.
Obviously, you know Porter well.
Yeah.
Just how impressive is he?
He's a great player, and he's really worked his way up in at Cardiff Met. I think he started on the 4s or 5s, and to see him now on Super BUCS is a proud moment.
Cardiff Met successfully navigate that line out. They're looking to get their maul rolling forwards. Out into the midfield, juggled, but picked up in the end by the replacement Evan Sheldon. He's got himself involved in this second half. Androbus waits, Androbus collects. Tries to get the shove on, but well marshalled by the Exeter defence. Berry whips it out. It's gone loose, but regathered. Romajeng on the far side, looking to weave his magic wand. but just lost forward. I don't think we've seen enough of Zheng tonight. We saw it early in the game, but I don't think he's got the ball enough for Cardiff Met in this match.
I think it's become quite a forwards game in this second half. I think the wingers are probably itching to get the ball. And I think when he got that breakaway, he just wanted to get in that try zone as fast as he could with the offload, but it didn't go his way.
They'll be hoping, Cardiff Met, that Zheng can work some of his magic. We've just seen him earn a pro deal with Harlequins.
Yep.
How massive is that for sort of the whole club, that they've got someone who's been spotted by that level?
No, I think it's fantastic, not only for him as an individual player, but it brings a lot of attention to Cardiff Met, and it really shows how we can produce amazing athletes and the talent that we have at this school.
Shows that the top clubs all pay attention to this league, as Exeter win a penalty from that scrum. And another little fracas here.
Wouldn't be surprised if the Ultras got involved here.
Yeah, they're moving towards that crowd. Both sides now separating. I think that shows just how tight the game it is and how much is riding on it for both sides.
It's tense.
Anything could happen in the BUCS Super League. Referee's just going to have a word with a couple of players here. He had a word in the first half as well, so I think this is probably a final warning, you see.
Yeah.
So we got a replay of just what happened here to this scuffle. So it's, I guess the Cardiff Met 8 Bertie Taylor, who clearly didn't like something one of the Exeter boys had said or done, and tried to take matters
into his own hands.
Into his own hands, yeah. Mignot kicks the touch. Not his best kick of the night. Just about clears the halfway line. But Exeter, they'll be looking to get back on the attack here, won't they? Jack Forsyth is back in the midfield again. Might be hoping for another break as the line-out is in. Forsyth does indeed act as the first carrier and takes the ball up over the gain line. It's a good tackle on the replacement. Joe Wagner by, I think it was Ewan Guy there. Cardiff Met's defence working really hard here. But Mignot got to find a hole in it. Next to working wide. They're moving forwards. They're up towards the Cardiff Met 22 with Seb Driscoll. Out to the fullback. Kofi Barton-Byfield on the ball, but losing it forwards.
Really good defense once again from Cardiff Met. I think it was Steph Crimp maybe who read that really well. And then his other players paddled and ultimately pushed him out.
I have to say, Luca Mignot, the Frenchman, has really impressed the 10 as well. He's so controlled and just never seems to make a wrong decision. Every single pass is good, gets them on the front foot.
Great read of the game.
He's a product of the University of Bath, actually, has moved over to Exeter this season. Clearly, rugby was a big reason for that, and Exeter, a top-class side, and he's a top-class player.
Yeah.
So Cardiff Met, at a crucial point in the game, have to make sure this scrum goes well. Rory Morgan to feed. Exeter get a big shove, and Exeter have turned that ball over, and Exeter have won a penalty. Fantastic work from the Exeter pack.
I think there's lots of words being said between these players now. That time ticks down.
Yeah, tension is high. Both sides know that these few minutes are vital. Mignot goes to the corner, finds it successfully. Exeter will be hoping to move further ahead here from this line out. Their pack demonstrated their superiority at the moment in the scrums. Will they be superior at the mauls as well? We'll find out in the moments ahead. In successfully. And Exeter get that maul moving forward. They're still rolling forward. They're rumbling up towards the line. And they are over it. But is the ball down? The referee says yes. And the Exeter forwards have got another one.
I think Cardiff Met almost tried to sack it there and it didn't go their way.
Yeah, Cardiff Met put a lot of their chips on the sack there. As you said, didn't happen, and Exeter did really well to work that maul and get that maul over the line, and crucially the ball down as well. Fantastic work, patient, making sure they're not making any rash decisions there, and they get themselves over the line.
I think Exeter just had
try.
The height there. Cardiff Met got caught over the maul.
So it's the centre, Charlie McCaig, looking to add the extras. Obviously you've kicked yourself, you see just how important is it at these kind of moments in the game that you get these kind of kicks.
Yeah, they're very crucial, especially in a tight game like this. This could be the difference between a win and a loss for Exeter.
Those fine margins in BUCS Super Rugby. McCaig steps up to the ball, kicks, and it's over. That's a brilliant kick yet again from McCaig. And that moves the score to Cardiff Met 10, Exeter 21. Wait for a ball to restart this game. What have Cardiff Met got to do now in this last 12 or so minutes to get back into this game?
I think Sam Berry needs to work his kicking magic again, get it into the hands of the wingers, get it down the pitch in the 22 so they can work their set piece a little bit more.
Into the 22 and gathered by Barton Byfield. Takes the ball into contact. And into the imposing presence that is Barnaby Waddle. So they'll go tight again and they'll go to the trusty box kick here. It's gone pretty well for them so far tonight and they'll be hoping it goes well again. Up into the air. Underneath it, Sam Trod yet again. Roy Morgan out into the replacement. Jordan Morris driven backwards there. Ball is slow for Morgan. High from Berry.
Great kick.
As you said, a great kick into a really good area. Steph Quimp was after it, couldn't quite gather it.
Yeah.
A bit of a lull from the Met crowd here. Obviously, I think we've seen in the second half in particular just how good this Exeter side are, just how clinical they can be.
Yeah, I think they've definitely taken the upper hand on Cardiff Met. They've capitalized on their opportunities every chance they get. And excited to see what they do here.
Into the line, hints of not straight, the referee not interested. Taken into contact. Setting up for the box kick yet again. Murray into the Cyncoed sky. Zheng is under it, catches, looks to set off, gets past one and moves Cardiff Met up to the halfway line. Berry loses the ball forward and charging forwards at Exeter now. Seb Driscoll tackled just outside the 22. Could be Barton Byfield. Into the 22. Good tackle on replacement forward Vajna. Murray digging for that ball. Out to Lucas Durrell, the captain. Lovely little pop pass. And it's Jack Forsyth on the end of it yet again. Good hit by Evan Shell. And it's Barton Byfield. And he's offloaded yet again. It's Benji Joseland. The ball is slow, but it's out into Durrell again. Exeter working their way through the phases. They go wide now. Mignot out wide to Hugo Ellaby. And Ellaby has found his way right up to the try line. And Exeter have got another one, you see.
Yeah, that was a big try for Exeter there. Pushes Cardiff Met further and further away from the chance of winning here.
Some more Mignot magic in there as well. Brilliant hands to get the ball out to Ellaby. And in his first appearance of the season, he gets what could be the deciding score. So we've got the replay there for you. Out to Mignot. Timed that pass wonderfully, drew Zheng in. And then that's a brilliant finish. I hadn't quite appreciated just how good that finish was from Ellaby, because he had to find his way to that line with 2 or 3 Cardiff Met players in front of him.
Yeah, they've had to figure out how to work their way through the gaps of Cardiff Met's defense. So they've done a really good job of doing that the second half.
Yeah, they're a fantastic side. They're top of the league. They've won 2 in a row. And based on this performance, that could well be 3.
Yeah, I think Cardiff Met is going to be really upset with how the game has gone in the second half.
As McCaig adds another brilliant conversion, and that means the score here now at Cyncoed Campus is Cardiff Met 10, Exeter 28. And that was a bonus point score as well for Exeter there. They've done that in every game bar 1 this season, so pretty impressive stuff.
Yeah, they are an impressive side. I'm curious to see how Cardiff Met responds now, if they're going to drop their heads or going to try and get the comeback.
Yeah, still some time for Met to get something back in this game at least. A couple of scores would take them to a bonus point. Exeter looking to get that box kick into play again. Murray picks himself up off the floor to do so. All very slow. The caterpillar up. Murray boots high. Once again, it's Trod underneath it. He flings it into Berry. Bit too hard for the 10, but he caught it well and takes Met up over the halfway line. It's Joe Cowell who's re-emerged from the bench there. Back onto the pitch and back into the action. Morgan delayed. Zheng with a lovely offload. Out wide, but it's loose, and Exeter have regained it yet again. Cardiff Met may be guilty of trying to chase the game there, overplaying it slightly. And Exeter looking to do what they do best, just work the forwards and work themselves into a position where the box kick can take place. Slow, awkward ball for Murray to deal with. He's digging there. He's managed to get it. He sets up for this kick. Zheng gathers, but is pushed back in the tackle. Cardiff Met do well to hold on to this ball here because they're under a huge amount of pressure, and they don't. And Exeter have turned it over, and they'll look to transition into an attack of their own. Mignot out into the midfield, the centre. Charlie McCaig that was, and then Joseland takes it into the contact. Carried by Jared Williams. Mignot. Cardiff Met do well in defence. Led by Evan Wood. Little burst around the corner. loose but regathered, and a lovely little offload out the back door. Cardiff Met sniffing a turnover but haven't got it. So again, it's scrappy ball for Exeter. Cardiff Met again looking for the turnover. Mignot into his forward. But a knock on there. But really good from Exeter there, you see, just to slow this game down. Take the energy out of the game and the crowd.
I think Cardiff Met is trying to do anything they can to get that ball back at the breakdown. Exeter is doing really well, keeping a hold of it.
Making their final 3 changes as well. All 3 in the front row have now been changed. And they'll be looking to get a shove on this Cardiff Met ball like they did the last time in the 22, which in the end resulted in another score. Just how impressed have you been with how Exeter managed this game? Because we see them go for a lot of box kicks and sort of a lot of tight phases.
I think they've really stuck to what their game plan is. I think that's really important as a team. You know, you can't focus on the other team, and I think whatever their captain said, whatever their coaches said at halftime really worked for them because they've shown very strong in the second half.
It's not always beautiful rugby, but it's very, very effective. Scrum is pretty solid for Met, but juggled and lost forward, and it's into the hands of Mignot, and he's looking to get another score for Exeter here. There's a bit of a dodgy clear up, but Zheng opportunistically picks the ball up. It's down into the Exeter 22. And is that a 50-22?
I believe that was, if I saw it correctly.
I'm waiting for the linesman to decide which hand he wants to put out. And it is...
I don't think he knows. There it is.
There we go.
Okay.
Fantastic 50-22 from Cardiff Met there.
That was a great recovery from Roma. Great pass to the wing, great kick from Rory. Recovery from the knock-on that they had.
They'll be hoping that results in a try here from this situation. Slow down a bit here as we wait for a lace. What's your opinion on the caterpillar ruck? Where the players stick their legs out to gain. Actually, hold that thought because the line out is in.
Here we go.
It's into the replacement, Evan Sheldon. The Met Ultras have found their voice again, but that ball is slow, but slowed down illegally by Exeter. And Cardiff Met get the penalty. And a chance to have another go at this Exeter defence. Berry goes to touch. And Cardiff Met will get another chance here. Met into the dying minutes of this game. The Met will be hoping to make the scoreboard look a bit prettier, I think, at this point. And if they score from this play, there might be enough time for a restart, you never know.
Yeah, anything can happen.
It's in slightly loosely, but picked up by the giant presence that is Liam Antrobus. Cowell. Pushed backwards in the tackle by the Exeter defender. It's another carry by the forwards. Cardiff Met Roma Zheng in off his wing towards the try line, stopped a metre short. Met working their way through the phases. And just a metre short here, agonisingly close. They're going to go tight again. It's Zheng again. The referee's playing an advantage. They've got a free play, and they know it. Sam Berry. Fantastic defence from Exeter yet again. Managed to move it back out. There was a hand in there. Referee says it was legal. And the referee is now finally blown for the penalty. Agonisingly close there for Cardiff Met, you see. And they've gone quickly. Will they get a score? Something else for these Ultras to celebrate at the end of this match? Referee playing another advantage. Morgan screaming for it quickly. But it's very slow ball. Morgan's digging around in there. Still digging. Eventually gets out. Cowell with quick hands. Hint of a high hit on Trod. The referee is blown up for the penalty.
I think the ref took a little bit too long on that advantage.
Yeah, I think Roy Morgan was digging for the ball a bit too long there. No momentum in the attack in the end for Cardiff Met, really. And Berry goes to the corner. In fact, they've gone for the tap and go option instead, and they're going. Fantastic steal there from Exeter. Brilliant work over the ball from the visitors as they look to keep it tight. Carried forward again. Mignot is deep, gets his boot to it and just about finds touch. Cardiff Met tried to go quickly through good run, but the referee not having it. Go on.
I think Cardiff Met was really desperate to get in that try line, over that try line there, and I think they're going to be disappointed the fact that they're pushed back this far.
I think we have to give big credit to the Exeter defence, though. They stayed patient. They might have given away a few penalties, but I think that's because the pressure was on.
Yeah.
But they held out Cardiff Met yet again. That line out goes pretty smoothly for Cardiff Met, and it's into the midfield. It's the replacement, Gus Patterson. Lovely hands from Berry. Into contact by Josh Hart. Berry is down after that hit. And Exeter have got the ball back and clear downfield yet again. And they've gone deep into the Cardiff 22 with that one. Roma Zheng steps. Oh! What a bit of footwork from Roma Zheng. And he's dancing around. Dances his way out of the Cardiff Met 22. They've got a chance wide here, but it hasn't gone to hand yet again. Fantastic feat there from Roma Zheng, you see.
Yeah, I think it makes the game way more interesting when a play like that happens, choosing not to kick it out when you're right on the opposition's try line. It's very impressive from him.
Yeah, he's jet heeled, and he's got brilliant balance to go with it as well. Fantastic work on his own line there. You always get a bit twitchy on your own line, but not Roma Zheng. He's a player full of confidence. So he picks the ball up, he feigns the kick, and then sells his man. An absolute dream. But not only that, he then works again to get that ball out of the 22.
It was good defense by that Exeter player, to be fair, blocking the pass from him.
Yeah, and that's the little details into the fine details, is not just making the tackle, but also thinking about, right, we know he's got an offload in him.
Yeah, cut it off at the source.
Bit of a stoppage in play as we had some injury troubles again, I think. we're almost ready to go here.
Yeah, it's been a really, really physical game, so I'm not surprised at the amount of injuries that's happened.
Who would your player of the match be, EC?
Oh, that's a tough question. I thought the 7 on Exeter played really well. I thought he had great lines, great carries. But I thought Sam Berry also had a great game.
Jack Forsyth, the 7 of Exeter, has run some fantastic lines today. Hit hard in defence as well. As Exeter get a big shove on, but the referee has deemed they were rolling round the corner and has given Cardiff Met a late penalty. Our clock says 80, so we've got no idea how long the ref wants to play for. As Samberry kicks, possibly not as much distance as he would have hoped there, but safely into touch. And Evan Wood will be looking to feed it. Cardiff Met looking to start an attack from deep, possibly, if this line-out goes well, which it doesn't. Stolen by Exeter. Groans ring out at the Cyncoed Campus. A slow ball, but Murray doesn't mind. Organising his forwards. Out towards Cian Gentry, who kicks off the field, and that is the end of the game. And Exeter University have come to Cyncoed, and they've won this game 28 points to 10. They will stay top of the BUCS National League. EC, what were your final thoughts on today's match?
I thought it was a really, really entertaining game. I thought both teams brought lots of dominance, lots of physicality, but Exeter in the second half performed just a little bit better than Met, I think, did, and so they came away with the win.
Yeah, Exeter really showing their quality in the second half. In the first half, they'll probably feel that too many balls didn't go to hand, they were a bit sloppy, but in that second half, they cut out those errors, and in the end, their quality showed. I think that was a fantastic advert for just how good the BUCS Super Rugby League is.
Yeah.
Some real quality performances, in particular, Mignot, Forsyth, Ribbons, and of course Ellaby with a fantastic try as well. As for Cardiff Met, I think they'll be slightly disappointed with their second half performance.
I think so, but I think they should also be a little bit proud of themselves for the performance that they put on. There were some good plays out there and some amazing defense, so they shouldn't be too hard on themselves.
Yeah, as you touched on there, they were really solid in defence, kept Exeter out for a lot of that first half, but in the end, Exeter, their quality shone through, and it's a fantastic result for them, and they'll march on again. It's their second win in Wales this month. They beat Cardiff University, and now they've beat Cardiff Met, and I believe Steph has got someone with him, Chris Rowell. So over to you, Steph.
Yeah, I'm here with Chris Rowell, one of the Cardiff Met coaches. A disappointing ending in the end.
Yeah.
What are your takeaways from that game?
I think whenever you play Exeter, you have to understand that their basics are really, really good. The detail around their game and how they execute it is why they're so good, why they're top of the league.
Yeah, we managed to talk a little bit during the game, and I definitely saw it as a man of small stature, but they're quite a big side, aren't they?
They've been in the weight room, and they definitely are on a protein diet. Very tall, very physical, very powerful team. So, yeah, it's tough when you don't get your basics right, and the boys that are running at you are very big.
And you go again next week, you make the fair old trek up to Leeds Beckett. How important will it be to bounce back and try and get the win up there?
Oh, absolutely. Like, you have to come back. On a game like this, you have to make a statement, and I think that game is going to have to be a huge priority to us now. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for joining me. And before you go, it is Thanksgiving on Thursday. Am I correct in that?
It is Thanksgiving. Yes, Thanksgiving. Food, family, and fun back in the States. Thursday, it's our biggest holiday. Not Christmas, it's Thanksgiving. And so that's when you get together with your family, your extended family, your friends, your cousins, and you sit down and you enjoy a meal together. And it's probably one of the best days of the year.
Well, yeah, we've had quite an American theme today. EC Cantrell on earlier, you on now.
Upstairs.
And I'm looking forward to coming over and having some of that turkey now on Thursday.
Hey, come on, it's going to be there. Like, we'll have extra gravy stuff and mashed potatoes for you.
Well, thank you very much.
Absolutely.
We're going to send it back up to Reece and EC Cantrell back up for a minute. And we'll be back in a little bit with some more.
Cheers, Steph. It's been a fantastic evening here at Cardiff Met. Maybe not for the Cardiff Met team, but a great game of rugby yet again. EC, obviously injured at the moment. But are you looking forward to getting back out there at some point this season?
Yeah, I'm working really hard on my rehab, and you know, the physios might tell me that I'm back after Christmas, but you know, we'll try and be back before Christmas. So we'll see.
Well, hopefully we see you back in a Cardiff Met shirt as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us
today.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's been really good. I've really enjoyed this commentary. It's been a really good game of rugby. And thank you for joining us. I believe we'll have some more reaction coming in imminently, so we're just waiting for them to come over now. I believe the Exeter coach is going to be with Steph in the moments ahead. So thank you very much for joining me, EC.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Hopefully the recovery goes well for you.
Thank you.
Over the next few months, and hopefully we're covering you on Cardiff Met Sport TV and
next
BUCS
week.
Pretty soon.
Yeah, next week for Exeter home.
And you're always welcome in the commentary box. So brilliant. Thank you from us on comms, and we're going back to Steph now. We've got reaction from Exeter.
Yeah, well, I'm here now with the winning head of rugby, Gareth Elliott. Gareth, congratulations. What do you think went right out there for you tonight?
Well, quite a few things went wrong in the first half, to be fair. But we were playing good rugby and we were actually getting a lot of momentum. But we weren't getting the points on the scoreboard. We were making errors, or they were getting good turnovers. And at half time, I could see the lads, they still had that belief. But things just clicked for us in that second half. We kept hold of the ball better. We still had that momentum, but we had that sort of killer finish with some special tries from our wingers and a little bit grunt from our forwards as well. So yeah, it went right in the second half, but we could see in the first half that things were on the right track. We just weren't capitalising.
And just towards the end of that first half, we saw a monumental defensive effort from Cardiff Met. It looked like they were hard to break down, but in the second half, you definitely got the best of the better of that defence. What do you think the key to that was?
I think, like I said, I think we were troubling them defensively at times, but almost sometimes we were kind of getting in behind them and forcing something, or we kind of their defensive sort of jackalers got their hands on the ball, and it was just difficult to kind of capitalise on our momentum. And like you say, they were defending really well. It's hard to break them down. It's always hard to come here. We know that. So yeah, it's a special win for us.
Well, congratulations. Good luck in Bath next week. And yeah, it was Exeter's night tonight at Cyncoed. We've got a week off from broadcasting next week, but Cardiff Met make that fair old trek up to Leeds Beckett. This has been a Cardiff Met Sport TV production. We'll see you in 2 weeks, but in the meantime, up the Archers.
Julep.